Dan does have an Inquisition, I believe. He has one or two, actually. Michael start on a power plant and a chromatic star, and we're over to Dan. Dan, Blooming Marsh, into Inquisition to Kozilek. That's a miss. We see World Breaker, Tower, Ghost Quarter, and Forest. Not really. It's not a scary hand. It's only scary if Mike can find the mine to go with the rest of the hand here, obviously. And even then, oh, he found mine. That's pretty good. Yeah. Praise card. Oh. Okay, so Mike, I don't like how he played this turn here. He drew the mine, which was the best draw possible because that gives him turn 3 Tron. However, he decided to crack his star now. If he just waited till next turn, he could play Tron, crack his star, make the green mana for World Breaker, and then play the World Breaker on turn 3. World Breaker is not typically playable on turn 3 because you need the green source. Star or Sphere is the way to get that, but he decided to crack it now. I don't understand what for. You're not looking for your Tron piece. You already found your Tron piece, but he's just not going to play Tron? What is happening? Huh. Okay. So he's going to have a turn 4 World Breaker, which is the best he can hope for, which, I mean, to be fair, is normal, but I don't know. I'm really confused as to why he would go for this line as opposed to just having a turn 3 World Breaker. Here's the attack from Goyf. It's for 3. Michael fall to 17. Dan's follow-up is a second Tarmogoyf. Ugin is a great card to play right now because Dan can't kill that. So Mike here, he'll give Dan a life and he'll exile the Blooming Marsh with the ability. Dan will sacrifice his Marsh Flats. He's actually at 19. Sorry, I missed the first fetch land. He goes ahead and grabs a Temple Garden. I don't know if he has an answer yet to World Breaker. Answer obviously being Path to Exile, because that also takes away the ability to rebuy the World Breaker at a later time. Dan actually has a third Goyf in hand. Jeez. The draw for the turn, Collective Brutality, not at its best in this matchup. His hand, Inquisition, Goyf, Brutality, Lingering Souls. He actually has 2 Brutalities, so all of the Tarmogoyfs. Did he draw Karn? Yeah, he drew Karn. Oh yeah, Daddy's home. Praise. Praise be to Karn. Minus, he's going just exile the Temple Garden. Yeah, get him dead. I like this strategy. Say go, you get to eat a Goyf. Dan draws Blood Baron of Viscopa. Well, that card is just dead in every way imaginable. What do you have in your hand? You get to take away a star, and then you get Ulamog next turn. Oh, this game's over. So next turn, Mike will get to leave Dan with just a Tarmogoyf. I have no idea, Cody. I have absolutely no idea. Hey, look, that's Ulamog mana. Yeah, 10 mana. I play this thing. You're dead. I have absolutely no idea, but that was an absolute smashing by Michael. Jeez. Tron just doing Tron things. Oh, man. Yeah, I have no idea. That's typically a card you'd see in your sideboard. I mean, to be fair, I don't think I put it on my sideboard, but like it's good against the mirror. That's I think about it probably. All right. Well, that's just Tron doing Tron stuff. We're gonna go ahead and go to sideboards here. Yeah, Dan drew definitely the wrong parts of his deck there. Just the wrong spells in every way. Brutality just has like no purpose in this deck. Against Tron, that is. So I mean, just no good unless they're at 2. That card's probably not going to do much. That was gross. It's going to be... This is still even a rough match. Fernling, he was playing... He's playing Blood Baron of Viscopa. The lifelink pro black-white vampire that has the win more ability of if you have 30 or more life and your opponent has 10 or less life, the Viscopa or the Blood Baron gets +4/+4 and flying. Sorry, +6/+6 and flying. My apologies. It becomes a 10/10 flying lifelink creature with pro black-white. Yeah, I mean, this card was great when it was in standard. 100%. This card was amazing. I love playing this card, but I don't know, man. Caritos Vi, thank you very much for the follow. Appreciate that. I will send you a 10% off discount code to top8gaming.com. Welcome to the channel, and thank you very much for the follow. Let me get you that code right now. There you are, sir or madam. Let's get rid of this Blood Baron. Nobody wants to see that. I mean, I don't know what's being played a lot right now in Modern other than what I've seen here during invitationals and that kind of stuff, or during qualifiers. So, I mean, black is definitely a popular color in our store. And there's probably a few Path to Exiles running around as well. But I don't know if it's enough to warrant main decking a Blood Baron of Viscopa. That's a pretty big investment. Dan here will be on the play. He brought in Surgical Extractions, which are pretty good if you're able to catch a Tron land. The only problem is it's sometimes tricky to get a Tron land into the graveyard in this matchup. Fulminator Mage is the way to do it. So, no, it's not. Mike going to take a mulligan to 6 here. Doesn't like his 7 again, so we will drop down to 6. This is going to be a nightmare now, as my monitor has crashed. Oh boy, where's this going to position itself? One sec, guys. Ignore Twitch chat for a second. I have to finagle some stuff here. Smoomich, thank you for the follow. We appreciate that. I will send you as well a 10% off discount code to top8gaming.com. Welcome to the channel to you as well. Give me a second. I have to just find... Whoa, no, where'd it go? Oh, no, where'd it go? Come back here. Thank you. Just got to find this. Okay, let's do this here. Sorry, guys. Working on multiple monitors, but one of them just died, so I'm in the process of moving things around. There you are, Smoomich. Thank you. Welcome to the channel again. Appreciate that. Oh, this is going to be fun. I did lose a monitor, Martin. You are correct. Okay, so here we are. So Michael here kept his 6. We have Power Plant and Chromatic Star or Sphere. Dan here had Verdant Catacomb end of turn, got himself a Godless Shrine, plays Temple Garden on turn 2 and says go. Mike, second Tron piece. We got Tower and we got Power Plant. We're looking for a mine. Don't know if we have it yet or not. Neither does Dan. Fulminator Mage, though, is a great draw, right on time, so they get to blow up one of these lands and surgical it away. So that was a huge draw there. So Dan will draw. Upkeep, he will surgical the Tron land. Mike had the mine as well, so this would have been a turn 3 Karn. Or sorry, no, turn 3 Karn. Yeah, it's there. All right, so Dan at 17 here. Gonna get to look through Michael's deck, take away all of the Urza's Towers. Trigger Happy Trident, thank you as well for the follow. We appreciate that. I will send you as well your 10% off discount code to top8gaming.com. Welcome to the channel. Thank you very much. There you are. So Mike is borrowing this deck from another player, Zach. Zach has one of each Tron land. So he's marked all of them in the bottom right corner with an initial to signify which one each one is. So Mike pointing it out there to give Dan a little bit of a hand in case he's having trouble recognizing which one's which. This is going to be a totally different game now. Tron doesn't get to do Tron things. It's got to play fair. It can do it. Just takes a lot more work. And if Dan has his way, he's not going to let him have that much time. Tarmogoyf and Scavenging Ooze to put a clock on. Tarmogoyf right now we've got instant land creature artifact, so it's a 4/5. Mike plays out a Ghost Quarter and says go. He really needed like an O-Stone there, but Dan even has that answer covered because he has the Maelstrom Pulse available. Is that another Fulminator Mage? Jeez. Cody, can you believe how unlucky Dan is when he plays Magic? It's just insane. He gets so unlucky. It's an attack for looks like 7. As Dan played Fulminator Mage, blew up another land. So Mike's going to be out of this game pretty much. And yeah, sure enough, he just says, I'll scoop it up. We'll go to a game 3. So not a big surprise there. It turns out that when Abzan draws both Fulminator Mages and Surgical Extraction, draws 3 sideboard cards, it does beat. It does beat Tron. Top 8 facts. Oh, we got to start that, don't we? We got to start that for sure. Top 8 facts. That'd be great. Dan is the unluckiest, if anyone was not aware. His opponents always draw better than him. Always. It's just how it is. Oh. All right, so Mike's gonna have to play here for game 3. There's not much that he should need to change. I don't know what his sideboard looks like, so it could have some crazy stuff in there, but there shouldn't be much that Tron needs to change against these matchups. It just really even needs a sideboard, to be honest. There's just some cards that are better than other ones, so but they're not even essential really. But yeah. We're going to go to a game 3 here. I still put Mike ahead. If Dan has another unlucky draw again. Whoa, what happened? Yeah, it's another good one. It's another good one, Martin. It's another good one. We got a Thoughtseize. So, if Dan's unlucky streak continues, he's going to draw Surgical Extraction on turn 1 here. All right, Mike, third mulligan of the match, down to 6. Here he goes again. Worked out fine one time for him. Second time, I wouldn't say the mulligan hurt him. He would have had turn 3 Tron if Dan didn't have Fulminator Mage to break it up, but there's at least one Tron piece there. Okay. Mike will, in fact, keep this 6 again. Scries to the top. We're going to start it off with an Urza's Mine. That's a power plant, sorry. That's not a mine, that's a power plant. So I think he actually has double power plant in hand because I see the bug. And the bug is a power plant. So I think we're on double power plant here. Dan has a Marsh Flats, which he'll sacrifice immediately. He's a 19, potentially less. Search the first 5 cards, put it down, look at my hand. Go back to the same pile, keep searching. Go to the second half. We'll get a swamp. We're at 19. Thoughtseize coming down to follow that up. We're at 17. We look at Chalice of the Void, Forest, Tower, Power Plant, Karn. Well, we got 2 out of 3 Tron pieces. That's not bad. It's not bad. He's scried to the top as well, so it's definitely a card on top of his deck. It's, you know, something that matters. Dan should be aware of that. Might be a little weary. Might want to go after the Karn. And he does. Okay, Chalice on 1. Is it a mine? I think it was a mine, but he didn't. What is with not going for turn 3 Tron with Mike? I don't understand this. There's Dark Confidant, and we're back to Mike. Is that another Chalice he just drew? I think it was. Why are we delaying our Tron song? I don't understand. I guess this plays around Fulminator Mage, but that's about all I can see this doing. Lingering Souls, reveal the Dark Confidant. Down to 14 goes Dan. He picks up a Inquisition of Kozilek for the turn. Does he have Surgical again with Fulminator Mage? That's not going to be great here because, again, at the moment, Mike hasn't played a second unique Tron piece. So Dan currently doesn't have a target, or at least a good target, for Fulminator Mage Surgical combo. But Dan, with his unlucky streak continuing here, has drawn both those cards again. Dark Confidant getting in sideways for 2 points of damage. Mike now at 18. Dan does have the option of a Lingering Souls here. Could also technically Maelstrom Pulse if he wanted to get rid of that Chalice. I just don't know how much this Chalice really bothers Dan right now. This isn't really a matchup that I'd bring Chalice in for typically. Like your best number is probably 2, and even then they still play plenty of ways around that with Abzan. Abrupt Decay can't be countered. So that's a pretty good one to play. Maelstrom Pulse costs 3. Like Chalice just is not a great card in this matchup. I question if it came from his sideboard or what exactly happened here, but Dan could also extract all the cards in Michael's deck, which is pretty good. Okay, there's Fulminator Mage. Again, doesn't have a good target. I can't see Dan wanting to go after a power plant here. Just wouldn't make any sense. The whole point of Fulminator Mage and Surgical, so yeah, double power plant in play. So yes, you do not want to fire this off. There's just zero reason to do it. There's a mine. That's going to draw the attention of Fulminator Mage Surgical Extraction. So Mike is going to be stuck playing Fair Magic again, unfortunately for him. But Fulminator... Oh, no, he is not. Sorry, Surgical can't be cast right now. My apologies. Surgical will be countered by Chalice. So that is, I guess, the purpose. I guess that's the only reason Mike might have brought it in. It also stops all the hand destruction, of course, but... Alright, interesting. So Dan, Dark Confidant up a Verdant Catacombs, which he'll play and sacrifice down to 10. So this will probably, in this case, then bring about Maelstrom Pulse on your Chalices, blow up your mine, surgically extract your mine. So Dan has all the answers here. Even gets a little added value of being able to blow up 2 Chalices with Maelstrom Pulse. Michael take 4, falling to 14. Dan says, I'll blow up your mine. It's the unique piece. Kitchen Finks. Interesting. Okay. Goes to 12. So I guess he doesn't want to go for the surgical just yet. Okay. I guess he's not. Well, I mean, he's in a rush because he knows that there's a tower. Oh no, I guess he took Mike off of it, so that's fine. Yeah, so that's fine. Dark Confidant reveals Dark Confidant. Down to 10 goes Dan. Draws his second surgical extraction. I'm surprised Dan hasn't mainboarded surgical extraction yet. That one seems like the one he would mainboard out of all the cards in his sideboard. Especially not Blood Baron. Dan here thinking what he wants to do. Surgical getting countered by Chalice. That's right. It is right now. Dan, we know, has the answer to it, though, so... Anti-Dan deck. Oh, yeah. There's no better value here. I guess now he's surgical proof again because of the mine. That's why I was so confused as to why Dan didn't just go for the Maelstrom Pulse last turn. But Mike gonna fall to 9 here on this attack. He does need to do something, though. We should, shouldn't we? We should do that. I'll have to look into those options. Alright, where are we going, Dan? Inquisition's not a good start, man. It's just going to get countered. As a bad start. Maelstrom Pulse seems like a better start. I'm not sure why Dan hasn't gone for Pulse yet. I'm a little confused. I guess he doesn't really need to. I don't know. Mike just rips like an Ugin here. I guess Dan's lining up the Pulse now, so. But it's not going to matter because now Mike's surgical proof again, so. We go all of the Chalices. So So now Dan, if he wanted to, could Inquisition. He doesn't want to. Mike picked up a Kozilek's Return, which he can't cast. He doesn't currently have red mana. He should play his tower. Like, we did see that in turn 1, right? We did see a tower, if I'm not mistaken. We're going to start with a Sylvan Scrying, sure. Dan going to tank here for a second on Sylvan Scrying. I don't know what you're going to hit. You think Mike's going to go for the third mine, maybe? Could. He could do that. It's a bold line. Mike hasn't really been one who enjoys going for turn 3 Tron. Maybe he just wants the third mine to be safe. Dan is going to fire off Surgical Extraction in response. He gets to see Kozilek's Return and Urza's Tower. All the cards are going to be gone. I have to imagine with Mike doing it this way, he's going to be looking for Grove of the Burn Willows, so he's able to Kozilek's Return away this board. Thank you, Cody. Good looking out, man. Good looking out. All right, what are we gonna do here? We have a Sylvan Scrying to resolve, so we may as well search now. Yep, sure enough, goes ahead, grabs the Grove. Not a big surprise there. So Dan will be left with a 2/1 Kitchen Finks when the dust settles. Why are we doing this now? Is the extra card really a big concern when... Dan's actually at 10 as well now. I think I'd prefer to see the next card Dan draws, even though he's going to draw 2. You're already miles behind on card advantage. I really don't think that Dan getting one more card is going to really change that race in any way. I would have just liked to have forced him to not... I don't know. Dark Confidant number 2 comes down, and we're back to Mike. Mike looking for a big top deck. That is not it. He found a Grove of the Burnwillows number 2. Maybe Dan's playing Emrakul? Maybe. Maybe he is. Probably not. Mike plays Grove. Dark Confidant reveals Path. Dan draws Plains, I believe. How gross will Liliana be here if you just take away, discard the card in your hand? Oh, Surgical? Good game. I'd be really surprised if Blood Baron was still in the deck at this point. This is probably not the matchup that Dan had in mind when he main decked Blood Baron of Viscopa. Somehow, I believe that's not the matchup he decided to have him in for. This is an attack for 4. Mike takes it, falls to 3. He's got to find an answer now. He found O-Stone. That's a good one. Plays the tower. Plays the O-Stone that he picked up. Great draw. Gonna pop it immediately. Dan decides not to save his Kitchen Finks, which I'm a little curious about. Dan could have had a 2/1 in play still. Dan could have had lethal this turn, actually. Yeah, Dan would have won this turn if he just activated Gavany Township. Got himself 2 token, or got himself a 2/1 back. And then activated it on his turn. That's 3 damage and Mike's dead. Mike runs off back-to-back board sweepers here. So the next draw is going to be Ugin, right? I'm calling it now. I'm calling him a shot. Mike, you're going to rip Ugin, buddy. Congrats. Congrats on this Ugin. It's actually a Ghost Quarter, but that does the same thing because it gets to blow up the Gavany Township, which is nice. So he's still not dead. Yeah, Dan's just so unlucky here. I mean, he missed lethal, so that's pretty unlucky that he just didn't see the lethal line. Dan has all the Path to Exiles in his hand. He draws a Maelstrom Pulse. There's the answer to Ugin if it shows up, but it's an attack for 2. Mike now at 1. Ugin, I hear you knocking. Stony Silence not at its best right now. I guess you play it because it avoids it. It locks out the O-Stone line. So this takes care of any future O-Stones. Mike's draw. Relic is not going to be good enough. And that will be the game. So congrats to Dan.